Jó reggelt kívánok, Kujvaj, yo. Start of another day. And today I got up early. I actually got up at about 4 a.m. today. And today is moving day. And I had planned, that's good. I, I know that, who was it, Rob down in Australia, he just wouldn't be able to go on without wondering why I didn't say, that's good. But, start of another day. And today is, I should say, today is moving day. And the plan, the plan was to pack up today and head north, head north up into my old stomping ground, Santa Rosa and Sonoma County and what have you. And that all changed yesterday. Yesterday, I decided to go down to this popular little spot here on the Monterey Peninsula. Not even 10 minutes from here. Right, probably we're about 10 minutes from here. And I just decided to go down because it's one of those places that, even though I've been here numerous times, and even though I've been there numerous times, you just want to see it again because it's so beautiful. So yesterday I woke up, I went down to the Starbucks to do my work, and in doing so, I went down to this waterfront area, not too far from Pebble Beach. If you're familiar with the Monterey Peninsula, not too far from Pebble Beach. And I went down, and as I was driving along the coastline, what stuck out to me was all of these parking spaces without any signage saying, parking 9 to 6 p.m. and, all that kind of stuff. And I started to wonder about just parking my camper right there on the water. Right, I mean, on the water. I don't know if the waves would splash and hit my camper or not. I don't know if it's that close, but you know what I'm talking about. And so as I sat there, a meter maid came by. A meter maid came by in her little scooter with the little thing that she uses to chalk the tires because some of the spaces were marked, for designated parking times and 2-hour parking and what have you. And so I stopped the meter. I stopped the meter maid, and she was a rather nice lady. She was probably in her 40s or something like that. And on her right there on her thing, you could see that she was with the police department. So it's not like she was with some obscure parking enforcement bureau or something like that. She was with the police department. And and I asked her rather inconspicuously, I said, "Excuse me." I said, "I'm thinking about getting a hotel somewhere in this community for a few nights. And none of the hotels have ample parking space." I said, "Am I allowed to park along the waterfront here?" And she said, "Well," she said, if your camper's not longer than 22 feet." And I said, "It's not. I think it's 20, maybe 21." She said, "And your vehicles, i.e. your truck and your camper, don't take up more than 2 designated spaces, you'll be fine." I said, "Really?" I said, "I'll be fine parking it here overnight." And she said, "Yeah, you'll be fine." And I looked around, and the coast, I mean, to say that it was is beautiful is like a major understatement. It's like one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world that you'd ever find anywhere in the world. And I've been around the world, and I've seen a lot of coastlines. To put that in the right perspective, so I started thinking that rather than racing up to Sonoma County, where would probably end up sleeping in a parking lot of a Costco or a Kmart or something like that because all the campgrounds are full because it's July 4th weekend. Why not take some ocean front property? Just have some ocean front property and enjoy being where I'm at, enjoy being Monterey because I know that it won't be long after I leave Monterey that I'll be finding myself thinking about Monterey again, much as I have over the last several months. And in anticipation of coming here. So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to saunter. I'm going to saunter. I'm going to enjoy it. They have a 4th of July parade in downtown Monterey, which will be a short bike ride from where my trailer will be, my camper. They'll have a 4th of July parade at 10 o'clock, and then they'll have some events going on the lawn of the city hall here in Monterey at 11, and then they've got a twilight concert at 7 o'clock or something like that, and it'll be a rather nice 4th of July, I think. 4th of July has always been my favorite holiday of all the holidays. Maybe in part because it's during the summer and you sit on the lawn, you watch the fireworks and all that kind of stuff. But 4th of July has always been one of my favorite holidays, and to spend it here in Monterey will be a nice thing. But what else? What else is on my mind? That's the nice thing. That's the nice thing. There's give and takes with my lifestyle. You know the gives are the traveling alone, traveling in a such a little space as this, not having the niceties of home, such as the big lagoon pool, and the big jacuzzi at my disposal, and the fitness center, and you know, all of that stuff. Those are the gives, I guess. The takes are freedom. Freedom. Right now, I'd be willing to bet there are people that are starting their day or finishing their day, depending on where they're sitting in the world, and they look at a guy like me with a situation like mine, and they say, "Boy, what I wouldn't give to have that freedom. What I wouldn't give to have that freedom and not have, the responsibilities that I have or what have you, and just to have that freedom to be able to go, where you want, when you want, to travel the world at will." That was always my dream. That was always my dream when I was a young kid growing up. I used to sit there. I used to sit there in school, and while I was sitting in the school, my mother was wondering why I don't apply myself as well as I could, and I was wondering, where in the world would I like to go? I used to always sit there in school and just daydream. I'd sit there and I'd look at the big map of the world up on the wall, and I'd look out the window and look at the map of the world on the wall, and I'd look out the window, and I used to think to myself, boy, I'd like to be able to travel the world at will. I'd like to be able to go where I want, when I want. And for the most part, that's still good. For the most part, I've been doing it. I've been traveling the world at will. Not maybe not as extensively as some might be able to travel the world at will, but nonetheless, I can almost go, where I want, when I want, and it's a very, very fortunate uh, situation to be in. So anyway, but that's on my mind. The other thing that's on my mind today was kind of an interesting thing happened yesterday. There was an individual. Every now and then new people surface on the YouTube channel, which is understandable because they'll be doing a search for this or that, and they'll find one of my videos, and then maybe subscribe or start poking around, and then they come across one of my morning thought videos, and and they may find it interesting, they may not, but every now and then, what I call an incidental comes into the comes into my life. And an incidental, for me, I guess I probably should look up the definition of the word incidental. But for me, it's just a thing or a person that just doesn't matter. It's just an incidental. It's just you know, incidentally, or however you want to look at it. But the context that I use the word incidental, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just somebody that just doesn't matter. It's just incidental. But but anyway, so every now and then an incidental will surface. And somebody did the other day, and the screen name was Eudora Welty, Eudora Welty. And initially she put up a rather interesting comment, something about her thoughts on a possible diagnosis or something like that for my atypical facial pain. But and I replied back and didn't think much of it. And then the next comment that came was a little bit more, I don't know what the word is, mean or something, or just kind of made me wonder. And then the comments started to get worse, calling me psychotic, say, saying that I've got anxiety. I would think that people that have listened to me for a long time would surmise that I've got anything but anxiety. I mean, I talk with such a calm, relaxed, soothing voice that Paula down in the Big Easy just can't get enough of. But I talk with such a calm, soothing, relaxed voice that I've got anything but anxiety. And what was the other thing? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But so yesterday I went in to block Eudora Welty from the channel, as I do most of the incidentals that pop up. And I went in to block her, and just sort of curiosity, I thought to myself that I was going to search. I was going to search this person to see who it was online. So what I did was I right clicked on her profile picture on YouTube, because you can click and go to their YouTube page, if you will. And I right clicked on her profile picture, and I did an image search on Google, and it led me to a page with 14 of the world's hottest female soccer stars. And there was Eudora. There was her picture right there. And I just had to laugh. Now, I just had to laugh that, here is this this internet bully, this cyber bully, hiding behind the picture of one of the world's hottest female soccer stars. It was actually quite funny. But anyway, why she chose, Eudora, if you're watching this video, I mean, you're probably a beautiful lady, or you could be a pimply faced teenager, a boy. You could be a pimply faced teenage boy, that that is pretending to be, a female or whatever. But anyway, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you just never know. So, I'm thinking of taking Skip Smith's advice. I'm thinking of taking Skip Smith's advice when it comes to my morning chat videos. Skip Smith calls my morning videos gay. I'll ask him. I'll say, Skip, you see my video today? No, I don't watch your gay videos. I said, what do you mean my gay videos? Oh, the videos you do in the morning where you talk about whatever. He goes, I don't watch those. Those are gay. Skipping his thoughts on gay or what have you. But anyway, so Skip has been telling me for some time that I should start a what's it called, a Partion or part whatever the I forget the word. There's a website, Partion or Partneon or something like that, and it's a website where I can do videos on YouTube such as this that I'm doing right now, and I can only make it available on Partneon or whatever the hell it's called. I can only make it available there to people that sign up to watch my videos over there. And I can electively choose to charge a monthly fee to subscribe or not. The monthly fee could be all of $1 a month. It could be $1 a month. It could be $100 a month. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But I'm thinking about stopping the morning videos as I do them. And we're not stopping them, but rather than just publishing them out on the internet, such as I do here with these live broadcasts, I'm thinking about integrating these videos into an account over at that other website. And I'm seriously thinking about it. So if you don't see a morning video from me for a while, it may very well be because I'm setting up that whole configuration. And I'm not saying that I would charge per se. For I don't know who the hell would pay. I don't know who the hell, regardless of not paying, I don't know who the hell would watch my videos anyway, but I know my mother watches my videos. My mother will watch my videos. She'll watch them. But anyway, so what I'm thinking of doing is putting the videos up over there. And as I think about it, the more I think about it, I should say, the more appealing the idea is. And it's appealing for a couple reasons. One is I'll know who I'm talking to. When I do these videos now, I have no idea, how many other Eudora Weltys of the world I'm spilling my guts to. So if I do it this other way, I'll know who's watching. I'll know who's interested or curious about what I have to say. Okay. And so it'll take the anonymity. Is that a word? Anonymity. It'll take the anonymity out of the whole thing of me doing my morning videos. So I'll know who's watching. The other aspect about it is that by doing it that way and by knowing who's watching, it'll give me the opportunity to share a lot of thoughts that I might not do because I don't know who I'm talking to. So by knowing the audience, then I will have more flexibility, so to speak, to share my deepest, most intimate thoughts. And yeah, they get deeper and they get more intimate, believe me. But anyway, as the saying goes, we will see. So, and talking about we will see, I'm gonna have a very, very interesting dinner this weekend. It's going to be a very, very interesting dinner. There is a gentleman, years ago, I was going to the local community college up in Santa Rosa, And back at that time, I was like a sponge soaking up everything I could learn about web design. And I had some wonderful instructors there. And some of the instructors that I had, some of the instructors that I had at that community college just really, really changed my life and put me on a trajectory to where I'm at today. And one of those individuals, his name was Lê Nguyen, Nguyen, Lê Nguyen, originally from Vietnam. He came over here as a very small child, I think, sometime after the Vietnam War. But absolutely, one of the most incredible guys you'd ever want to learn. Well, you'd ever want to learn from. But absolutely, one of the most incredible, wonderful men that you'd ever want to meet. You know, last week I think I introduced you to Lee Lizarraga down in Ventura, and the Lay isn't as outspoken as Lay and Lee. That'll be interesting. But anyway, long story short, is I had Lay as a college instructor, and he taught me JavaScript. And back then, I was just trying to wrap my head around JavaScript. And JavaScript is one of the main languages used for doing what I do. And I was just trying to wrap my head around it. And I didn't have the confidence in myself, but I just plugged away and I plugged away and I plugged away, at doing the homework and the assignments, and I always struggled with it. And Lay was always there to help me, always there to help me. And when I left the college, and I went off into the world, such as I have done so, and uh, I maintained a communication with Lay, oftentimes getting assistance with little programming challenges, and somehow or another that communication evolved into a friendship. It evolved into a friendship. And he doesn't only teach college. He is a man of his intelligence and experience. He's got some big jobs. He's had some big jobs, working, managing the entire IT department for a lot of different really big companies. Right now, I guess he's in charge of IT of a major winery up there in Santa Rosa, a big winery, a really, really big winery. So he's in charge of all the IT stuff. But at the end of the day, he's still working for the man. He's still working for the man. And Lay and I were having dinner or lunch one time about a year ago or something like that. And we were just comparing how life has progressed and where we find myself, whereas once I was his unconfident or inconfident student, I don't know what it was, 20 years ago or something like that now. Lay has seen me go from being his student to where I'm at now, where I'm meeting with him and bringing Lee up. Lee is going to catch a flight from Los Angeles and come up to meet Lay and I, and the three of us are going to talk about a potential business collaboration, a business partnership. Lee may just come up and he may be a silent partner. He may be a full blown active partner, and we're just going to explore different possibilities of taking my business to the next level. And not that I can't even imagine what the next level is, to be quite honest with you. I mean, as well as my business does, I can't even imagine what the next level would be. I guess the next level would be one of those really big RVs, the really, really big RVs with the island kitchen and the jacuzzi in the back and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to go to dinner with Lee and Lay. Lee and Lay. That'll be an interesting dinner. It'll be a wonderful dinner, to be quite honest with you. And then we're going to throw in Dr. Chase. We'll throw in Dr. Chase. Dr. Chase is one of the dearest friends of mine. Dr. Chase is originally from Chicago, and without going into a whole heck of a lot of details, he's a graduate of Stanford in electrical engineering, and he's got something like, I don't know, he's got something like two or three master's degrees, and he's got a PhD or something in electrical engineering. And aside from the fact that he's a left-wing liberal wacko, um, which I say affectionately, aside from the fact that he's a left-wing liberal wacko, I love the guy to death. There's nothing I wouldn't do, nothing in this world that I wouldn't do for Dr. Chase. You know, if Dr. Chase called me this morning and said he needed something, I'd be there yesterday. That's how much I care for and adore Dr. Chase is what I call him. I call him Dr. Chase because he's got the PhD, and so I always call him Doctor, even though his PhD is in electrical engineering. I still call him Doc, uh, out of respect. So anyway, so that's about it. That's about it for the day, and that's about it for the thoughts. Now it's on with the day. So hope everybody out there has a good day, and for the most part, this may very well be my last morning thought video where I do where I talk about a lot of the personal aspects of my life, the personal, intimate aspects of my life. I still may do a morning video here or there where it says something like, look where I'm at, or, something like that. But I think that what I'm going to do is start taking my videos with the morning thoughts over to that other venue. But it's interesting that one of the things that notice how I kind of draw on when I'm getting ready to wind down and sign off. The other thing that's really interesting is that I'm surprised oftentimes at how many people just watch these videos that I do. I can't understand it personally. Man, I'll upload a video of, a walk and talk down Fisherman's Wharf or a farmer's market or something like that. And oftentimes those videos will get a fraction of the people watching that tune in to watch what I'm thinking about. That is probably one of the more unexpected things of my channel, doing my videos. And it's just the fact that more people, generally speaking, more people are interested in what I'm thinking about than where I'm going and what I'm doing. So I don't know what I don't know what that says. I don't know what that says about what I'm saying or who's watching, but nonetheless, it is interesting. And as I was telling my mother yesterday, this YouTube channel thing that I've got going, people might wonder why I do the whole YouTube thing and everything. I'm nearing the point where my revenue from YouTube could almost cover my monthly expenses. I mean, go figure that. Isn't that something? Just doing YouTube videos can just cover your month-to-month expenses. I mean, that is by itself, that is something to think. Now, I know there's YouTubers out there that make money hand over fist. But anyway, considering that I don't put a lot of effort into it. Then I think it's pretty amazing. But anyway, So one last note is, not too far from here, you can Google this if you want. Not too far from here is the John Denver Memorial. John Denver, those of you that know me and follow me, you know that I love John Denver's music, and oftentimes I'll play it. And John Denver died in a plane crash just off the coast here. He was doing a new trial plane. He shouldn't have been flying because of his license restrictions or something like that. And as I understand it, they strapped him into the plane. And when you're flying a plane, you've got two fuel tanks. And at some point in time during the flight, you got to switch from tank A to tank B or something like that. And what they figured happened with John Denver was when he got into the plane, you would think that they would have known this, but when he got into the plane and he was up flying around and he needed to switch from one tank to the other of fuel, he was seated in to the plane such that he couldn't reach, I guess he was short or something like that, I don't know, but he couldn't reach the lever to flip the tank. And as such, he ran out of gas and went down in the Monterey Bay here and was killed. But there's a memorial. There's a memorial for John Denver, just a stone's throw from where I'm staying right now. And I'll probably go visit the John Denver Memorial sometime over the next couple of days, and maybe bring you along and play a song or two from John Denver. But anyway, that's about it. So everybody have a great day, okay? And take good care. Bye bye.